Did you know that the capacity of the brain memory is considered to be virtually unlimited? So today I'm going to talk just a little about the brain. The brain is made up of two halves. These halves are the right and the left. So the right part is known as the right hemisphere and the other part is called the left hemisphere. And also these two halves are connected for a structure that is called the corpus callosum. This corpus callosum is formed by a million of nerve fibers that run throughout of all the brain. But now we have some doubt about the brain, right? So maybe these two hemispheres are the same. Is there any difference between them? So let's make clear this part. The right hemisphere is more related with math. It means that is talk about numbers, logic, symbols, and for me the most important, learning. While in the other hand we have the other part that is the right hemisphere that is more related to uh, creativity, imagination, and even music. Now, having cleared all that part, we are going to find some words related to the brain in the following word search.
Hello, my name is Byron and today we are going to work on a puzzle to learn about human lobes. This is the brain and it is the organ that lets us think, feel and act. With it, we carry out conscious and unconscious actions with quick and sometimes precise response. So, we are going to divide the lobes of our brain and then put in order in the puzzle. This is the frontal lobe in charge of our behaviors. This is the parietal lobe in charge of the sensory information that we perceive. The occipital lobe is in charge of our vision, while the temporal lobe is in charge of the auditory system, memory, and unconscious emotions. This is the cerebellum that is in charge of coordination and balance. Finally, this small tube is the brainstem that is in charge of survival actions and alert. Well, let's put together our puzzle. If you are watching this video, then you are using the occipital lobe. As you search for the next matching piece, you are using the cerebellum. You are unconsciously breathing while you see this video, so you are using your temporal lobe. Finally, we have the frontal lobe that shows your emotional feedback while you are practicing this activity. And don't forget the parietal lobe that helps you to perceive the sensations. This is all for today, guys. I look forward to seeing you in a future study. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Hello, everyone. My name is Juan Tamayo, and I'm going to be talking about the language areas in the brain. Well, as you can see in the picture, we can find different areas in the brain. So we're going to be talking about the Broca's area, Wernicke's area, and arcular fasciculus. Well, the Broca's area is found in the frontal left section. It is in charge of the accurate production and use of the language. It coordinates also the movements to articulate sounds and words. So the way we speak, the way we say something, right? On the next part, you can see the Wernicke's area, which is obviously located on the left posterior temporal lobe, near the primary auditory cortex. It is in charge of the language comprehension, including the encoding process. These lines here that you see here, like a bridge here, they are called the arcular fasciculus, which they are like a little fibers, okay, that communicates, that it makes like a bridge between the Broca's area and the Wernicke's area, okay? And it also synchronizes this language comprehension and obviously the production. Right here, you may find the primary motor cortex also and the visual cortex, which are very important here in our brain. And the motor one, the one that you see here in green, okay, this one involves in a voluntary phonological movement to articulate linguistic sounds and words. So it lets a movement including articulation, the way you breathe in, and is controlling also the airflow. And here you have the primary visual cortex, okay, which supports the perception, understanding, and also production of linguistic input, maybe through reading and writing. Well, right here, you can see it's like a summary. So we got the motor cortex, which is where the word is pronounced here naturally. The Broca's areas, which controls the muscle, okay, via the motor cortex. Here, the awareness area interprets auditory chords at the end of the day. And here we have something new, which is called the angular gyrus. Okay, the angular gyrus is the center of semantical process, including reading, okay, produce the sensorial, models of the sounds and words associated with multiple type of languages related to information. So at the end of the day, transfer the visual representations that you can see there into an auditory code. And last but not least, okay, we got this part of the super marginal gyrus, which is here. Just a second. Here you have, okay, everything at once. And here you have at this side here, okay, the one that is like in pink, the supramarginal gyrus, okay, which is located in the frontal lobe of the brain. And it also involves in phonological processing and verbal working area. So as you could see, we have a lot of different areas of the brain, which as teachers, they are very useful because in that way we can see what's going on with the students, right? Most of the time, we tend just to give a class, but it's like a priority to see what's going on in them, right? So that's it for today. Thank you very much.
Now it's time to talk about neurolinguistic, and this brainstorm will help us to get specific information. This is the study of how language is represented in the brain, that is, how and where our brains store our knowledge of the language and what happens in our brains when we acquire that. Neurolinguistics try to answer these following questions. For example, what about our brains make human language possible? Why is our communication system so elaborate? Where in your brain is a word that you have learned? And how does this word come to mind when you need it? If you know two different languages, how do you switch between them and how do you keep from interfering with each other? Is the left side of your brain the really language side? Neurolinguistics is deeply embedded with psycholinguistics, which is the study of the language processing steps that are required for speaking, understand words and phrases, and learning different or another language.